Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. During this video I'll be showing you a quick way and a very effective way of preventing the camera vision that is looking at the player from being obscured. So let's say for example I have this scene right here with the player with the third person shooter kind of camera. So you can see that I'm moving around, rotating around, and then we have some walls that when I'm rotating towards this way, you can see that the player is fully obscured and you cannot see the player. So you don't want that in your game. And I'm going to be showing you a quick way of showing of how to prevent this. So the first thing you're going to need is go to the Windows, go to Package Manager, and then find Cinemachine, and then click Install. And once you're done, let's go back to Unity. So I will first turn off this player and then enable the other one. So this player instead is using a Cinemachine camera. So for you to actually add the Cinemachine camera, you need to right click onto the player and click Cinemachine and click Virtual Camera. You can use any of these. All of these have their own kind of usage. I usually use the virtual camera and it can be adjusted to whatever you need. So once you have that, you'll have kind of like this thing. So the main camera with the Cinemachine brain onto it, and the CM whatever this object that actually controls the camera. So before I actually go on and explain what we got here, I will be running the game and show you what we're actually going to be doing. So you can see that now instead, whenever the camera kind of approaches or when the vision of the camera is blocked, it will pull forward kind of like this and still have a look at the player. So you can see there is kind of a smoothing effect, so it's not instant. I'll be showing you you can play around with that, and also how to change instead of pulling forward to kind of adjusting the camera instead. So let's go on to what we're going to actually need for this. So the first thing that you're going to need is the virtual camera. So this is what you're going to be seeing onto this object. So we're not going to be seeing the collider, and I'm going to be adding that later. And in order to follow your player around, the camera to be following the player around, you need to add the transform of that player on the follow and at the looker. And these will be following the player. So whenever the player moves, the camera will be moving accordingly, and you need to adjust the body and the aim as well. So in order to be kind of um, very precise with the movement, so you can see that if I were to move left left and right, you can see the camera following as well. If I rotate around, the camera follows as well. But you can also adjust that in whatever way you want. So you can change the damping, for example, and you can see that if I were to move left, the camera is not as smooth. It is a bit more smooth instead of being snappy. So you can play around with that. There's a lot of things you can do with Cinemachine and this package. So that is how you will actually get the camera to follow you, and this is also for the aim. Uh, so it will be kind of smooth when rotating. So if I were to, let's say, increase the damping horizontal and vertical, you can see that now you get this effect instead. So this is just for you to kind of see the potential of this package. But the main thing that we want to add to actually stop obscuring the vision of the player from walls, etc., we're going to be using an extension of this package. So click onto the add extension and then click on the Cinemachine collider. And once you're done with that, you will have this in front of you. And this will allow you to actually change how the collider works. So in essence, whenever the camera's vision is blocked from anything, you'll see kind of reacting to that blockage. So it will move forward in this case, and once the vision is clear, it will stop moving forward. There's also other strategies that you can use. Instead of the camera pulling forward, you can actually change it to preserve the height. So for example, you can see kind of like this, and you can see the camera, instead of pulling forward, it moves to the right instead. So that is another way that you can change it. You can see how adaptable that is to your game. So instead of everything pulling forward, you can see that now it's above the wall. So it finds ways for the camera to look at the player without having it blocked from the walls. And you can actually adjust the settings to be specific to whatever you want it to prevent it from blocking. So if you want only walls to be affected by this, you can set a tag. and you can set only walls to be affected by this, and you can say collided against a specific layer, for example, etc. So that is how you can adjust it. There you can also adjust the damping. You can see damping and damping band occluded, so you can play around with those, and you can see if I were to set the damping band occluded to 0, you'll see kind of a snappier, more responsive uh, movement of the camera. So this is all I wanted to cover, and there is plenty more for this package to look at. So I will recommend you having a look at the documentation of this package, because it's really useful. I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it useful. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe onto the channel. Thank you for watching, and have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.